Devils Wednesday. This is the Woo Report. The Woo Report. The winning edition of the Let's Go Devils podcast. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch or X Live. On the Let's Go Devils Network, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios inside the bunker as the Devils punish the New York Rangers 5-2 tonight to go 6-0 or 6-0-0 in preseason action. The Rock was rocking. Everybody's filing in the YouTube Live and Twitter Live or X Live. Welcome, Facebook Live as well. Just wonderful fans you are. The Devils took this game seriously. The Rangers took this game seriously. It felt like there was some tension in there. It felt like, I wouldn't say a playoff game, but some of the hits were vicious tonight. But nevertheless, a 5-2 victory over the New York Rangers. Undefeated in preseason. Power play looks good. Penalty killing looks good. Lots to talk about. Also, I want to thank Nick Villano of pucksandpitchforks.com. State of the fan address went through the game today. He was like, all right. You do the game, we'll do something else. Anyway. But seeing a lot of the comments coming in, but let's do the Happy Devils recap because it's a Happy Devils Victory Wednesday here on the Let's Go Devils podcast. Whenever it's Devils Rangers, it doesn't matter whether it's preseason, exhibition, the charity event, regular season, playoff game, whatever it is, it's always a big deal. And I'll tell you, tonight at the Rock, it's Adam Hamway's birthday today. Devils PA announcer, happy birthday to good friend of the podcast, Adam Hamway, PA announcer for the New Jersey Devils, and again, a good friend of the Let's Go Devils podcast. But let's do the Happy Devils recap on a Victory Wednesday. First period. What are you going to look out for? Are the Devils going to sleepwalk and give up 2 goals early like they did against the New York Islanders? That wasn't going to happen tonight. Devils coming out fired up. Rangers coming out fired up. But 7 minutes and 12 seconds in to the first period, Devils have the power play. Jesper Bratt scores 5th goal of the preseason. Power play goal, assisted by Jack Hughes, his 5th assist of the preseason, and Andre Palat, 1-0 Devils. Here we go. And, there is another brother of Jack Hughes named Luke Hughes. We saw a little bit of him last season. But literally 32 seconds later in the first period, Luke Hughes scores first goal of the preseason, assisted by Dawson Mercer and Andre Palat. Devils up 2-0 over the Rangers. Devils fans getting crazy, reminiscent of the playoffs. They're just waving their towels like this. Not really. But you know what? Believe what you want to believe. 2-0 Devils. Oh, do you feel like it's going to be a victory? Oh, my goodness. Super Chats Max, Victory Bucks, Rangers suck. 3 for 4 on the power play. Wow. Thank you for the super chat in the YouTube live, Max. Hello, Matt Junio. Hello, Craig Best. Hello, Michael Hay. All filing in the Facebook live. 2-0 Devils going into first intermission. But the Rangers got mad. Peter Laviolette, who looks like that guy Hockley in the Titanic. Anyway, something was said in the Rangers locker room, down 2-0. And, Cooley of the Rangers scored, second preseason goal. Assisted by Schneider. And, I don't know, was there a pick after Jack Hughes that Ranger fans were cheering for? Kapokako. Cutting the lead in half. 2-1 Devils at that point. But didn't I tell you that the Devils have a response? A response back? Well, Dawson Mercer on the power play scores his second goal of the season from Timo Meier and Nico Hischier. 3-1 Devils. 3-1 Devils. And now you're starting to feel good, pretty good. You're starting to feel pretty good about your New Jersey Devils team. A 3-1 lead. In the middle of the second period, in preseason, at the Rock. But it felt like a rivalry game. It felt like the Rangers were not going to stop. But, of course, they scored. Midway into the second period, Adam Fox on the power play. Got the assist from Panarin and Kreider. 3-2 Devils at that point. But again, Devils go on the power play. Not too, about a couple of minutes later. And it's Jack Hughes, the 99-point guy. Power play goal, third of the preseason, assisted by Toffoli and Palat. Palat with 3 assists at this point. Palat with 3 assists. Art Heaton, thank you for the super chat, Art Heaton. Thank you for the super chat. Art Heaton, good friend of the podcast, in the YouTube live. This is what happens with Devils fans. They get a little crazy when they have a 4-2 lead over the New York Rangers going into the second intermission. My goodness. My goodness. We want to know who was at the Rock tonight. Tell me about the crowd. I mean, I saw the prices of some of the tickets that were going for a preseason game. Normally preseason games, historically for the New Jersey Devils, are kind of like, it doesn't matter who you play, are kind of like, complimentary. My friend of a friend gave away these tickets. But boy, people want to see hockey, especially with both New York area baseball teams out, no postseason play. Then you've got the New York Football Giants and the New York Jets just not doing well. The Rangers, well, they always suck. The Islanders, well, they're the Devils' cousins across the river somewhere on an island. And it's your New Jersey Devils. Yes, your New Jersey Devils. That's 6-0 in preseason. Looking good right now. And then the third period came, and it was some back and forth. But it was Nico Hischier in the end with the empty net goal, the captain. He got the pass from Alexander Holtz and Timo Meier with the secondary assist. Devils win 5-2. David Decker. Yes, David Decker is now watching. David Decker from Town Toyota in Ledgewood, New Jersey, Route 46, where practically all of our spouses And all of us get our Toyota from David Decker. And also, David Decker, somebody is asking about for new tires and rims. I'm not going to say who. Somebody's asking about the warranty repair. I'm not going to say who. If you could do something about it, because that certain somebody is going to have what we call an oil change. If something can be done about that tire and rim, that would be great, because David Decker's guarantee is good as gold. David Decker, Uptown Toyota, Route 46, Ledgewood, New Jersey. And if you ever need a Toyota, we recommend David Decker. Tell him that Sam Wu sent you. All right. Anyway, Steve Engel, says that Toyota is a better car than his Nissan. Okay, anyway, enough about cars. Devils win 5-2 over the New York Rangers. Again, undefeated in preseason. And David Decker, if you can repair that tire and rim for that somebody that I can't say on live air, the Devils will win the Stanley Cup. Anyway, all right, getting distracted right now. Devils win 5-2. Just sounds so good when I repeat it. Again, just like that 2:20 p.m. alert that we all got on our phones today. Devils win 5-2 over the New York Rangers. Rangers out shooting the Devils 21-19. Who cares? Their shots didn't really count for much. Hits, Rangers out hit the Devils 26-18. But you know what? Kevin Ball had a wonderful hit. Wonderful hit. A Scott Stevens-like hit tonight. Also, penalties. Rangers with 10. Devils with 8. Face-offs. Rangers had the edge over there, over the Devils, 54-45. I'll give them 46%. Capacity crowd of 16,514, allegedly on the app that I'm reading this off of. And but yeah, Devils win 5-2. Oh, 3 stars of the game. Dawson Mercer, 1 goal, 1 assist with the first star. Jack Hughes with the second star, 1 goal and 1 assist. And Andre Palat, 3rd star of the game with 3 assists. And you got to feel good. You got to feel good. I'm feeling so good about this New Jersey Devils team. Even John Marino had a chance to score shorthanded on the 5-on-3, I believe. And, is this team looking so scary good right now. Just take a step back. I know it's preseason. But remember the days of just all this losing? When we first started this Let's Go Devils podcast, where we only had 3 listeners, and it was pretty much my mom, my dad, and maybe Beer Baron's wife, Nikki. Can you imagine? Like, we never even thought that we'd be just like, wow. We're going to the Devils game, which is the hottest ticket in town, and it's going to get hotter. Because right now, all the area sports teams suck. Now, if you're not a basketball fan, you're not going to care about the Nets and Knicks. But right now, the Devils are, I would say, the gold standard of winning right now. Going 6-0 in preseason. I know it's on paper. But they got one more hill to climb before the regular season starts, which is Friday night out on Long Island against the New York Islanders, Lou Lamoriello's team, who gave them some trouble. Devils look good, but you know what? They are masking some of their vulnerabilities with their quick strike offense. I mean, we talk about responding, but in the first period, 2 goals in less than a minute. That seems to be the common theme about this New Jersey Devils team. This group. They come in bunches. And it's demoralizing for the opposition when you give up one, but 2 goals. Now you're down 2-0 all of a sudden. And that's what I like to see. But also I like to see is the response. Any kind of adversity, the Devils can counterpunch now. Yeah, they've got a physical defense. It was a physical game today for a preseason game. Devils put in the body as well. They're not going to be pushed around. And they're fast, is what David Decker says. The Devils are just fast. Absolutely fast. And I've said this many times. If you can roll 4 lines with this Devils team, and they're skating every line, you're going to wear down your opponents by the 3rd period. The 3rd period is going to be your period for your New Jersey Devils. But you got to roll 4 lines. You got to play discipline. You can't be on the penalty kill all the time. And what an amazing stat that the Devils have, I forgot what it was at the time, but over 40% power play during preseason. 1st overall, 3rd overall, and penalty kills. You got to give the assistant coaches credit. Travis Green bringing his knowledge and wisdom to your Devils. Ryan McGill, again, another year with this squad. Defense looking better. Still some holes. Still, you got Achilles heel there with possibly with Luke Hughes. Just being so young. Now, what are your thoughts about Luke Hughes and Brendan Smith pairing up? I know Nick Villano's having fits about it. John Marino and Luke Hughes seem like a perfect match. But I'll tell you, the shutdown pairing right now of John Marino and Kevin Ball looks pretty sexy to me when you can just shut down the opposition. Shut them down, the opposition, to nothing, where they have no firepower. And you've got a beast in Kevin Ball and a jacked up John Marino. I told you John Marino is going to be the key. That trade is looking just stupendous right now. Oh, my goodness. Getting rid of Ty Smith. Well, I shouldn't be that mean, but I hope Ty Smith finds his game somewhere with another team. Who knows? Maybe he'll come back to the Devils and become that player that maybe people thought he could be. But for now, Kevin Ball is what Will Rawson's saying, laying his body into everyone this season. Bachakaloop says best defense is offense. Michael Descalis says speed kills. It's just so crazy. Absolutely so crazy how good this Devils team is. Alexander Holtz back checking. How about them apples? With a little speed, responsibility. Alexander Holtz wants to make this team. He's got to complete his game. Could be a 20, 25 goal scorer. But can he play well defensively? Again, defense wins championships. It takes a collective team effort in the playoffs. That's why the NHL playoffs is so exciting, because anything can happen. Any goalie can get hot. Any defense can get meaner. Offensively, you're going to be going through the battles night in, night out in the playoffs. But the Devils have their sight on something more than just being a great team. They want to win cups. And we talked about Tom Fitzgerald building a dynasty here in New Jersey. It all started with that salary cap culture that he alluded to. Now, again, that's figuratively speaking. But the Devils have some of these players locked long-term that are just entering their prime. Jesper Bratt seems to be getting better each season. looking good this preseason. He could be a 30, 35 goal scorer for the next 8 years. Timo Meyer, big power forward, could be the 30 to 35 plus goals for the next 8 years. Jack Hughes, well, he's got 7 years left on his 8-year deal. He too could be 35, 40, 50, 60 goals for the next 7 years. Nico Hischier, well, he could score over 30. Proved that last season. I think he's got 4 more years on his deal. This is absolutely crazy. Dawson Mercer, surprised everybody. 20-plus goals. Actually, I think he had 27 goals last season, right around that mark. Now, he's on the end of his entry-level contract right now. I just can't believe how stacked this team. We haven't even talked about Toffoli on his 1-year deal. Tyler Toffoli looking good. Shake and bake. Get in the middle of the ice there. Doing some of the dirty work, Tyler Toffoli. Again, 30, 35 goals a season. Hala, Palat, they're pretty good. 20-something goals. What about the fourth line? Am I missing anybody? I feel like I'm missing somebody. I feel like I'm missing one of the top 6 forwards. But anyway, you're stacked. The Devils are stacked. And if they can play defense and get good goaltending, or at least timely goaltending, this team is going to get into the Stanley Cup Finals sooner rather than later. I predicted 2025 a few years ago. But boy, is this team just so silly good. And they've got an identity now. They've got confidence now. Just like what happened last season against the New York Rangers. They wanted to play the Rangers. Not because they were naive, because they felt, well, they matched up against the Rangers. And that was an intense series. The Devils had an intense series against the Rangers. And what did we learn? They knew how to gut it out. They were down 0-2 for crying out loud. If you remember Game 2, all those Ranger fans were like, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. They thought they had the series. But they forgot, or they did not acknowledge, that the Devils last season were the comeback kids. That they just simply don't quit. And that took them pretty far. Akira Schmid comes in Game 3. Suddenly, the narrative changes. Dougie Hamilton's goal at Madison Square Garden during the playoffs, where he just has his arms out wide like, yep, I am Dougie Hamilton, and I'm here to spoil your night, New York Ranger fans. That was amazing. The narrative changed in the middle of the series, and the Rangers started to collapse. The Devils tied it up 2-2. Remember that Game 5 at the Rock, where the crowd was just going nuts? The Prudential Center crowd, Devils fans just laying it on. The Devils just absolutely manhandled the Rangers. Then Game 6 happened. Okay, Game 7, tight game. Mikey McLeod, baby, is what Botchgaloop said. Mikey McLeod found his confidence in Game 7 against the New York Rangers on one of the biggest stages of all hockey, of the rivalry and all the hype. Game 7 gets that pass from Andre Palat, who willed himself for that moment, because that's why the Devils got him. to make that 1-0 lead. That's where it all started, folks, that Mikey McLeod got his confidence for the first time, that he had that swagger, and it's carried over even into the preseason. That fourth line, who do you put on that fourth line? They all can bang. They can all skate. They can all be tough guys. They can be put anywhere in the lineup because you can create some room for players like Jack Hughes or Nico Hischier, win the battles in the corners. This is a really awesome, overall, tough team to beat this year's New Jersey Devils. It's gotten me excited. I know Scotty's excited. Yes, just a programming note. Game Day Live and Devils After Dark will be back. Again, we'll be back October 12th at American Whiskey, 51 Edison Place, cross street from Prudential Center next to Championship Plaza. We will be out on the big stage, weather permitting, and it's going to be a great time. Also, other announcements, don't forget, October 8th, Sunday, October 8th, 9 p.m. Eastern, on the Let's Go Devils podcast, Sunday edition. Myself, Scotty, Shorts Guy, and crew will be live with a big announcement of what's going on with this Let's Go Devils podcast. It's so big, I can't leak it out. But it is a big announcement October 8th, as the podcast is surging to almost 750,000 downloads. You remember our 500,000 party back in late February. During that span, we grew. We've got people all over the world listening in, watching in. We've made a lot of friends on this with this podcast. We're going to be going on road trips. We're going to be traveling. We're going to be going to other bars. We're going to be at American Whiskey. We've got the outdoor game. We are planning the big tailgate at the outdoor game. We don't have any, information yet because it's such way in advance. But just to let you know, we've got it all covered, and we're going to have a lot of fun here. But big announcement, October 8th, on the Let's Go Devils podcast, Sunday edition, with the entire crew that you know, and we're going to be back. And obviously, pucksandpitchforks.com, going very strong right now. I suggest you go to that website. Good friend of the podcast. We're going to have all of our guests back. We're going to have a great time, folks. And it's such a happy Devils victorious. Is it victorious or victory? Happy Devils Victory Wednesday. And keep it here. Yes, keep it here. Big things happening. We'll be back at American Whiskey October 12th. Oh, what could that announcement be? I don't know. No, I do know. I just can't tell you. For me to know and for you to find out. Ted says, I like Ryan Graves. Last year's team was very special. It was very special, last year's team. Memorable games, like the game against Toronto where chicken fingers became a deadly weapon, apparently. Ted says, Peyton and Alejandro will be back. Yes, that has been confirmed by me, some sources. By me. Actually, I just texted Peyton. They're going to be back. They're going to be back at American Whiskey. Again, our pregame, postgame, Devils After Dark, and Game Day Live will be back. Thank you. The Woo Report. This is episode 402, filling in for some of the gaps during the offseason. But I know Scotty is excited. I know Vinny Parisi is excited. Also, just a little, I'm going to leak this out. Shorts Guy is going to be joining the Game Day Live crew. at American Whiskey as well. So just to let you know, those things are happening. Also, we are going out to Vegas and Arizona, that trip, that bender, and also looking into Tampa, Florida. There's 2 dates. The one date that I want to go, Shorts Gang I can't go, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. And also, big shout out to my friend at Cocoa Beach, Florida, Andrew Bunin of Sandbar Sports Grill, the only Devils fan bar in Florida. You got to go there at Cocoa Beach, Florida. Big shout out to him. I wish I got to see him when he was up here, but I promise, Andrew, I will see you soon, my friend. That's that. But again, big announcement, October 8th. I can't wait. I told Nick the other day what the announcement was about, and he was just blown away. Blown away. Bartek Palaga, oh, how I miss you, Sam. I miss you, too. I miss you all on the Facebook Live. Off-season is just too long. Physical play is a huge plus for Marino. Yes, Will. I talked to Paul Marino about John being jacked. Yes, he took his vitamins and he worked out all summer. Came prepared. And it seems like a lot of these players came prepared. They came prepared. Steve Tardas, hello, LGD, on the Facebook Live. NJ Swamp Fox, Marino played Crido a lot better than Graves did. Yep. John Marino's a different animal right now. He's a beast. He's going to be in beast mode all season long. Also, just love the defense right now. Will Simon Nemitz make the lineup? How are the Utica Comets going to do? It's just going to be an amazing, amazing run this season. Also, other changes at Prudential Center. They've got Levy Restaurants doing the food. I put it out there. How's the food? You know me, I'm a foodie. I mean, just look at me. I just can't stop eating food. So I'm going to be, I'm going to have to take a second mortgage and try the food at Prudential Center. That's what I'm going to try to do. Maybe I'll do a food report at The Rock soon. Also, just reading some of these comments. Can't thank you enough for the super chats. The Victory Bucks, Max. Also, I'll plug Max as well. If you ever need windows, if you live in the United States, you ever need windows, just hit up Max. He sells windows. He was actually bragging about his sales records since sales numbers this season or this year. And a lot of it had to do with this podcast. People are buying windows from Max. So go see Max for those windows as well. I highly recommend him. And, and also Art Heaton as well for the super chat. Thank you so much. Hey, you know what? We do this. It's a labor of love. It's not easy. It's hard to get up in the morning sometimes. It's hard to, do back-to-back podcasts. But it's you, the fans, that we do it for. You're the driving force. And if you show up, it makes it a whole lot easier to be doing these podcasts and all. Brendan Warner says a food or rink report. Yes, please. Hey, you know what? I might have to be on the meal plan, do these food reports. And if I get free food out of it, I could do this all day long, Or, I can win the Powerball tonight and then suddenly see ya. No, just kidding around. Just kidding around. If I won the Powerball, you would have no idea that I did, except for you probably see that private jet at Teterboro Airport as we go on our road trips. That may be your first clue that I won the lottery. Meow, meow. Yeah, Victory Bucks for Woo report. Yes. All righty, folks. We're past the half-hour mark. A helicopter is coming to you, Sam, says Steve Tardas. Andre Bratstad in the Facebook Live. Yes, good friend Andre of the podcast from Norway. I hope I got the country right. Norway. Again, we are an international podcast. Worldwide. We're worldwide known throughout the globe. This podcast, the numbers, when I see the morning numbers, I literally roll out of the bed. I'm like, how do we get all these downloads? It's because of our worldly presence. And it's great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, getting out of here. Dropping the podcast at midnight. Thank you so much for making me part of your Devils fandom. And, it's gonna be great. I just can't wait for this upcoming season. I really can't. And we'll be at American Whiskey, 51 Edison Place, across the street from Prudential Center. Devils punish the Rangers, win 5-2. Make sure you start bragging, because I know the Ranger fans are scared right now. You don't let up. You gotta just hit them when they're down. And stay classy, folks. All class all the time. That's what I always say. But nail them at the water cooler. All right. Thank you, everybody. Heading out. Steve Tarter's Rangers window closing. Yes. As we're closing this podcast. Thank you, everybody. This is the Woo Report. Till next time, let's go Devils.